How can others believe if they have not heard? And how can they hear if no one tells them?
Evangelism, it's so crucial to not just me as a Christian, but to the church and every Christian.
It's what God tells us to do. Jesus said it in the Word.
Churches can be a scary place for people that aren't familiar with them, and bringing that evangelism outside the concrete building makes it a little easier.
One of my very first times, we were to go to our rival campus and share the 4 spiritual laws. I mean, I was petrified.
It's a scary thought sometimes to think, am I going to be prepared? What if they ask me something that is beyond what I know of the Bible? What if they know more than me?
You're taking something that's so personal to you, something that's so meaningful, kind of putting it on your sleeve.
It can be difficult, both in kind of the street evangelism context and talking to complete strangers, but it also can be difficult with the people that we live with on a daily basis.
I do know that I'm not supposed to have all the answers.
So I always try and be as prepared as I can and just pretty much pray that God give me the words that I need to speak to others.
If you keep in view what it is going to mean for that person, it's astounding. There is nothing like seeing someone's life transformed by the grace of God. I can still picture the face of one lady who came and heard the good news, and her face just glowed. I mean, it could have lit up the entire county.
Maybe we are the first person planting that seed. Or maybe we're halfway down the road and they've heard something before, and a tract that we give to them, they actually take it and read it and ponder it.
Churches sometimes say, well, how can we have an evangelism program? And sometimes it's just as simple as having context where we can meet people.
The time that I went through with my husband, when I started dating him, he was not what we would call a Christian. And I talked to him a lot about my beliefs.
And we were doing an event in a park. We had free popcorn and water, and families would come up, individuals would come up.
And he started coming to church with me and heard things that he liked, and it changed his life.
One of the little boys later said to his father, I want to go to the popcorn church.
One of my most memorable evangelism stories, it happened in a department store bathroom. One day I was praying in the morning and really talking to God, and I said to him, use me today.
A church I worked in some years ago, we had a ministry team that went out to a neighborhood where most of the rents were income subsidized.
So I just went about my day running my errands and who was to this store. And before I shopped, I went in to use the bathroom. When I came out, there was a woman standing at the sink and she was crying. I just went over to her and I said, are you all right? And she said, well, my son's in surgery right now and I can't be with him and I don't know what's going to happen. So I said, can I pray for you? And she said, yes. Again, I hadn't done that before either.
The church sent a bus to the neighborhood to bring them into services on Sunday mornings. And there's one girl in particular, I remember when she was 4 years old, and she had a really rough story of the upbringing and the context of her family life. But she kept coming, and she kept coming, and she kept coming.
When I walked out of the bathroom, there was a woman standing outside the door, and she said to me, what just happened in there? I said, well, I heard this woman crying and she was sad, and I asked her to pray for her. She goes, I can't believe you did that. I have goosebumps. God reminded me, it's not just about the people you're talking to, it's about the people that are around watching.
Now, about 10 years later, she loves the Lord, that she's serving in the church now. And I just feel like this girl's future has changed.
I feel like I'm offering people Jesus, which is color, and they've been living in black and white.
The joy of the Lord, the joy that I get inside when I step out and do something for God, in particular evangelism. What can I say? I mean,
There's nothing like it.